On the 2nd of August 1990, at 2 a.m. local time, Iraqi forces invade Kuwait in overwhelming numbers. The Emir, Sheikh Jabir Ahmed al-Sabah, and his family escaped to Saudi Arabia by helicopter. His brother is killed amid heavy fighting around the palace in Kuwait City.
Iraqi troops have invaded Kuwait and are reported to have taken over the capital, Kuwait City.
On the main Gulf Road, there are either side of the hotel there are Kuwaiti tanks.
The military success of the Iraqi invasion was never in doubt, for the Kuwaiti armed forces were no match for the might of the Iraqi army, the fourth largest and among the best equipped in the world. But why did the Iraqi leader, Saddam Hussein, decide to invade the small oil-rich sheikhdom on his southern border? Iraq itself has massive oil reserves, second only to those of its huge southern neighbor, Saudi Arabia. And with oil representing over 90% of its exports, the immediate source of conflict with Kuwait lay in the falling price of oil. Kuwait, the Iraqis claimed, was pumping oil at a rate which was directly contributing to the slump in world oil prices. In addition, while Saudi Arabia had agreed to write off the billions of dollars it had loaned Iraq during the 8 years of war with Iran, but had ground to an inconclusive halt in 1988, Kuwait refused to write off its loans, also running into billions of dollars. Other long-standing areas of dispute with Kuwait included the shared wealth of the huge Rumaila oil field straddling the border between the two nations, and the sovereignty of the two Kuwaiti islands, Warba and Bubia, which effectively control access to Iraq's only major seaport, Qasr. Underlying all of these issues, however, was the desire of Saddam Hussein to enhance his standing in the Arab world. He saw the prospect of swift and certain victory over a small and vulnerable neighbor as a means of demonstrating his domination of the Gulf region. And he banked on the conflicting interests of the Soviet Union and the Western powers, blocking any effective action by the United Nations, as they had done so often in the past. The Prime Minister, Mrs. Thatcher, is at this time on a visit to the USA. She lends her full support to the President's uncompromising response to the Iraqi invasion.
Prime Minister Thatcher and I are looking at it on exactly the same wavelength, concerned about this naked aggression, condemning it, and hoping that a peaceful solution will be found.
The Arab League, too, is swift in its condemnation of Iraq. But the strong leadership necessary for a swift Arab solution to the Iraqi aggression does not materialize. The United States, meanwhile, urges the Saudi and Turkish governments to cut off the pipelines by which Iraq exports the bulk of her oil. Turkey acts quickly, but the Saudi pipeline remains open during the confusion and uncertainty of the next few days. All the time, however, Iraq's hold on Kuwait is being rapidly consolidated by its 100,000-strong invasion force, the spearhead of which are the elite Republican Guard divisions, well equipped with modern armor and artillery, largely supplied, like the Iraqi Air Force, by the Soviet Union, which, through the years of the Cold War, had fostered Iraq as a client state, crucial to its influence in the region. In addition to Soviet-made arms and aircraft, Iraq also possesses over 100 Mirage F-1s, capable of launching exocet missiles, posing a particular threat to shipping in the Gulf. Iraq's capability to manufacture and deliver chemical weapons had been demonstrated only too clearly by their use against the Kurdish civilian population in the north of the country. and the development by Iraq of long-range variants of the Soviet-made Scud missile raised the possibility of such weapons, armed with chemical warheads, being deployed in Kuwait and threatening the civilian population of Saudi Arabia's northern towns and cities.
I want to see the Arab states join.
August the 5th, 4 days into the invasion. President Bush voices his concern that no positive action had yet been proposed by the Arab nations.
I am disappointed to find any comment by anyone that apologizes or appears to condone what's taken place.
Mrs. Thatcher, speaking in Aspen, Colorado, underlines the British government's desire for concerted international action against Iraq.
United Nations members, they must stand up and be counted because a vital principle is at stake. An aggressor must never be allowed to get his way.
The following day, August the 6th, UN Resolution 661 imposes an embargo on all trade with Iraq except for medicine and humanitarian food supplies. The only abstentions come from Cuba and the Republic of Yemen. Iraq's immediate response is an announcement that the bulk of its oil exports will henceforth be routed via the pipeline crossing Saudi Arabia, in a further effort to intimidate King Fahd. "4,000 men of the 82nd Airborne Division, and with them F-15 long-range strike aircraft, flying non-stop from their bases in the United States, refueling in flight from tanker aircraft based in Spain and Sicily."
America does not seek conflict, nor do we seek to chart the destiny of other nations. But America will stand by her friends. The mission of our troops is wholly defensive. Hopefully, they will not be needed long. They will not initiate hostilities, but they will defend themselves, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and other friends in the Persian Gulf.
Planning for the possible deployment of British troops in Saudi Arabia is centered on the headquarters of the 1st British Corps in BAOR.
After I talked to the Commander-in-Chief, we in Corps Headquarters did look very carefully to see what we had available in the 1st British Corps at that time. We did a stock check. And then, later, at the 7th of August, again after I talked to the Commander-in-Chief, within Corps Headquarters only, we looked at the implications of sending, first, an armoured division, secondly, an armoured division minus, an armoured division consisting of 2 brigades, and also of an armoured brigade. However, we still didn't have any clear direction about what was required. We again, having looked at those 3 options, looked at a number of others, for instance, a medium reconnaissance brigade, an artillery brigade, an aviation regiment, so that if we were going to be suddenly asked to send something, we knew exactly what we could and couldn't do.
In fact, when it comes, the British government's initial response stops short of sending ground troops.
I've given instructions today for 1 squadron of Tornado air defense fighters to move shortly to assist with the air defense of Saudi Arabia. This squadron is already in Cyprus, and together with its necessary air transport and tanker support, will move forward to Saudi Arabia as soon as possible.
Within 24 hours, tactical communications are established in Riyadh for the British contribution to the defense of Saudi Arabia, codenamed Operation Granby. Crucial to the political credibility of the coalition now rapidly taking shape is the